We know that sitting still and focusing your breath can lower your heart rate and quiet your thoughts. But new clinical data suggests that intense meditation actually restructures the physical makeup of the bacteria living in your intestines. Biologists call this connection the gut-brain axis. It is a two-way biological highway where chronic anxiety can severely disrupt your digestion, and conversely, a chemical imbalance in your microbiome can trigger extreme mood drops and anxiety. We already have plenty of evidence that changing what you eat will shift your gut bacteria. The lingering scientific question is whether we can manipulate that internal ecosystem using nothing but focused mental states. If researchers can prove that our thoughts directly engineer our microbiology, treating mental health would look entirely different. We could start using the digestive system as an accessible control panel to stabilize the brain. To test this, researchers designed a massive clinical trial around an advanced meditation program called Samadhya. They tracked nearly 300 participants through an incredibly demanding protocol. The requirements were strict. Participants first spent 60 days on a vegan diet consisting of at least 50% raw foods, alongside daily yoga practices. That preparation culminated in an 8-day absolute silent meditation retreat. This flowchart outlines the exact enrollment and the 3 sampling time points. Researchers collected stool samples 2 months before the retreat at T1, immediately before the retreat at T2, and finally 3 months after the retreat at T3. By separating the data collection into these distinct phases, scientists could isolate the variables. The T1 to T2 gap shows what the vegan diet did, while the T2 to T3 gap reveals the biological impact of the meditation and the return to daily life. These participants were acting as subjects in a strict chronological experiment designed to measure the biological limits of human consciousness. The first 60 days required a harsh physical transition. Participants ate mostly raw vegetables while completely eliminating coffee, alcohol, onions, and garlic from their daily intake. This chart shows the first biological shift at T2. In Chart A, the blue bar indicates a spike in the bacteria Lactobacillus. This bacteria acts as a microscopic factory. As it digests raw foods, it produces high levels of short-chain fatty acids, specifically iso-butyrate. Iso-butyrate is a crucial chemical precursor. Recent studies show it helps regulate the production of serotonin, the primary neurotransmitter your brain relies on to stabilize your mood and keep you feeling calm. 2 straight months of a grueling, restrictive diet successfully built the exact internal chemistry needed to physically support an elevated mood. With their gut chemistry primed, the participants entered the 8-day Samyama retreat. They faced extreme environmental shock, enduring total sensory isolation, absolute silence, and all-day intensive meditation sessions. The researchers didn't test them the moment they left the facility. They waited a full 3 months after the subjects returned to their normal, noisy, everyday lives to take the final T3 stool sample to see if the biological changes lasted. This heat map tracks 46 metabolites across the T1, T2, and T3 columns. Notice the distinct visual pattern. Most metabolites show a sharp decrease in the middle T2 column during the diet phase, followed by a surge in the T3 column after meditation. The data shows that dedicating 8 days to severe mental stillness triggered a lasting, durable ripple effect across the body's internal chemical factory. In the T3 data in charts B and C, left-pointing blue bars reveal enormous population spikes in Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. The mathematical scale of the Lactobacillus growth is staggering. Its log-fold change dwarfs almost every other bacterial shift tracked throughout the 90-day study. Clinical researchers consider these specific bacteria the VIPs of the probiotic world. They are highly valued for conferring positive health benefits to their host, specifically for their powerful neuroprotective properties. High concentrations of these exact bacterial strains have been directly linked in previous studies to plummeting levels of the stress hormone cortisol, as well as vastly improved sleep quality in patients facing severe anxiety. This timeline reveals a crucial distinction. The highest concentrations of these stress-destroying bacteria didn't appear during the strict health diet phase. They multiplied to these extreme levels only after the intense psychological reset. Comparing the midpoint data directly against the final results highlights an important biological reality. A perfect vegan diet on its own was not enough to trigger the ultimate bacterial growth observed in this study. It was a biological synergy. The raw foods successfully prepared the cellular soil, optimizing the gut's chemical baseline. But it was the deep, prolonged meditation that effectively forced the microbial seeds to grow and thrive. These results suggest that the gut-brain axis operates as a unified system, meaning mental and physical health cannot be treated as separate, localized issues. To support a healthy mind, you can diligently feed your gut, but these results show that the inverse is also true. Settling your mind can facilitate the growth of your gut's most beneficial bacteria. Achieving this state requires an intimidating commitment. The participants gave up 90 days of modern comforts, their dietary freedom, and ultimately spoken language itself. The data shows it is entirely possible to use deep, intense focus to manually hack your own microbiome, building a highly resilient internal ecosystem without a single prescription. So the question is, do you think you have the mental endurance to survive an 8-day absolute silent retreat just to achieve perfect gut health? Let us know in the comments below.